What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Shōgun Season 1, Episode number 6, and we are coming off of what felt like a really brutal episode in terms of like the character story building that was going on in this show. The stuff that's going on with Mariko is just... the more we learn about her, the more the story builds around her, the like more heartbreaking you get for her. Finding out the situation about her family, her getting married, and then not being able to like follow along with her family and being forced to marry, what's his name? I don't remember his...
Buntaro.
And just the idea that she has this desire to not live anymore. And the scene of just obviously John and him getting into that sake battle and then pulling out his bow and like shooting it right past her face and her not flinching. Like all of that was just so intense.
That was crazy.
And then him blaming the sake for beating her, just so gross. And then John defending her. But then she was like, we can't talk anymore. We shouldn't be seen together. The only words we share are from other people's mouths because her role as a translator. That whole story and relationship is just, it's really tough because the way, I do really enjoy the way they're telling the story though, the way they're unfolding the story.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's a mystery to a lot of these characters. And as we find out and learn more, it's tragic. And her story, I mean, she's stealing the show without question. I did see that she did win an award for her performance.
Oh, thank goodness.
Which, awesome, because through the first 5, every time she's in a scene, I feel like she's stealing that scene. Everything about the way that she's like doing her thing, telling the story and finding out more about her.
Her face, her eyes are super expressive. Like she's very good.
Yeah. And I mean, just again, the more we learn about her story, just the more heartbreaking it is to find out what her situation is and why she is where she is at this moment. It's just so insane, and it makes sense why she didn't flinch during that arrow shot. I mean, her husband, dude's a friggin' master marksman with that arrow. To be able to have that much sake in his system and to shoot that arrow twice in the same spot.
That would not be me.
That was just so insane. But just the idea that like he apologized to John for disrupting his home and blaming, like that whole thing was just such bullshit. And I kind of wish he didn't return now after finding out what went down and how things played out there.
Well, I really wanted her and John to be together, so I didn't want him to return at all.
I mean, we'll see how that goes.
I mean, I don't wish death upon anybody, but also
I hope the relationship between her and John can be mended, because like it's obviously not an issue between them.
No.
But it's more like who her husband is, the relationship there, and
who
just
sees
like
them together,
the job and all that stuff. So
yeah, she doesn't want to be shamed anymore. She doesn't need any type of scrutiny. She just, I just want her to be happy.
I've really enjoyed their conversations that they've had, especially like 2 episodes ago. The Eightfold Fence story and that conversation and the moment they had there was really good. But John, he's got to be really careful. Because obviously his culture and their culture is very different, and they take very seriously what the master of the home says. And he was presented this gift from Toranaga, this bird, and he's like, no one touches this. We're going to leave it. You will die if you touch it. And he hung it there and just let it rot and just got disgusting and smelled bad.
Yeah, and then the
gardener moved it and got rid of it and then proceeded to die because of it.
He volunteered because he was already so sick. And I'm like, that really. But words matter.
Yeah. It's still a very hard, like, regardless of what his health was, it's still insanely heartbreaking, especially at the end. He's like, who cares? It's just a bird. It doesn't matter. It's like, well, it did matter because you said it mattered.
Yeah.
And you're now in a position of status in this world right now. So you got to be careful because, again, cultures are very different and you just got to be aware of those things. That's just a really tough break. But on the flip side, Toranaga has a spy in the whole system, and they were able to frame the gardener as the spy to protect the actual spy's position. So I guess that's a positive for Toranaga.
I really feel bad for the gardener. He seems like a very nice older man.
Yeah, and the whole thing with the rock and the garden, and like that was a really touching moment too. And it's just the way John got emotional about the idea that they don't cherish life, that was a really powerful thing that he brought to Toranaga. And, you know, he asked to leave, and then a giant earthquake happened and this landslide went down and destroyed their village. So there's a lot of really tough stuff going on. And obviously we're building to a certain thing because we've got this war now. They got this regiment for the cannons that they're working on. Someone very important died in the last episode before this one. So yeah, there's a lot that we're building to. There's a whole lot of tension, and obviously the relationships with everyone, with John being there, is a difficult one because he's still viewed as a certain thing.
The barbarian.
But he has this title that Toranaga gave him, which makes him important. And so obviously there's a lot of tension around all of that. And then you've got the whole thing with Toranaga and the council. Ochiba shows up, and holy shit, she's just total boss. She's like, I'm going to take over the council. Y'all are going to report and listen to me now. And it's like, damn. The homeboy was just like, okay. Yeah, sure. Whatever you say. So, I mean, the whole thing with the council and the way Toranaga's been able to like maneuver around it, because it needed 5 members to vote and he like resigned from it, and that removes the 5th person, so they couldn't actually hold a vote. And he's been like playing chess this whole time with the council while they've all just been playing checkers, it feels like. And so what her role is now going to be really interesting to see where that goes. So banger through 5 episodes. I'm very much looking forward to see where episode 6 and the rest of this show takes us. I feel like there's going to be a lot of emotion, a lot of tension, a lot of battle, and a lot of stuff going down. You ready for it?
Yes.
Let's go.
22 years ago, Azuchi Castle?
Mariko そしてマリコ殿の父上、明智仁斎殿、わしの新たな家臣じゃ。仲良うしておやり。
Baby Mariko. So we're going to see that situation play out? Is that what they're showing us
I
right
don't know,
now?
but I mean...
Oh, shit.
Come on, Anne, she's dangerous. Stop it.
Oh, dang.
父上はそなたを大事に思っておるのじゃ。何故私を追い出されるのでございます。私は未だにそなたのことがようわからん。私たちは贅沢三昧に暮らせる身。力及ばぬことは目を閉じて見なければよいではないか。
マリコ、我が最愛なる娘。お前の悩み苦しむ姿に心が痛む。常に従順な子であったお前にも大義のために尽くす時が来た。使命は受け継がれるもの。
Wow.
それが全てなのじゃ。
Like I said in the intro, the more you see of her, the more her story builds, the more it feels like a tragic story. Doing things against her desires, seeing her as a child, and then, I mean, she's badass too. She could fight.
Ladies.
Chapter 6.
Yeah, you do it. Ladies of the Willow World.
死んだ者たちへの断腸の念に皆耐えられぬと思うておるやもしれん。されど死は必ず生の終わりに訪れるものじゃ。すなわち死は生きた証でもある。昨日の地震で安心はわしの命を救うてくれた。こたびで2度目じゃ。安心には神奈川近くに600石の治療を安堵いたす。また関東水軍の大将に任じ 大砲隊の大将も兼ねてもらうことといた。
Damn, dude, promotion.
Coming up in the world.
決して生贄となった者たちの命死を無駄にはせぬぞ。えいえい。
Dude, he has the best voice, dude.
Honestly, so good.
死者は数千。かようなことで石道勢に対峙できようはずもない。
安人が大砲隊の采配を取るのでございますか。
虎の子が決めたことや。
万人などに
我が軍勢は壊滅状態。いつ負け戦に引っ張り出されるか分かるという時に、お前という男は万人一人にいつまでもこだわりよって。
Honestly, I mean, great question. There's so much going on, and you're worried about him.
I mean, I'd have a level of concern too if he continued to climb the ranks.
Yeah, but
Especially if you feel like
we have
maybe you deserve it.
I get it, but we have so much going on right now. There's so many people that have died.
Wow, dude.
殿のお顔に泥を塗る将軍、誠に面目次第もござりませぬ。わしではない、その方の家中、また我が旗本の屋敷に恥をかかせたのじゃ。拙者はもう殿のお役には立てませぬ。あれがそばにおると俺を忘れてしまい。ならば離縁せよ。長い年月を過ごしてまいりましたゆえ、今さら拙者はかように思っておりました。マリコの父が謀反を起こした後もあれの命を助けてやれば、マリコはありがたく思うてくれるだろうと。
No, that's not what she wanted.
マリコの氷のような素振りは変わりませんが、死を賜りたいと。そう繰り返すばかりで、何年経っても氷は溶けません。
Probably because you're a jerk to her, dude.
あの男に対しては違うのでございます。
Jeez.
マリコはわしの申し付けに従うておるだけじゃ。そなたには欠けた資質じゃ。
Oh.
これより7日の間、マリコに近づくことまかりなら。
Ooh, it's the face twitch. It's like, he's very good at that. Oh, he's pissed.
Please tell him I am sorry about what happened to his army. However, I must ask why he lavished me with the gift of his cannon regiment last night.
わしの気前の良さが信じられ。
Ooh, maybe not.
It's not a matter of refusing. I'm unable to serve him in the way he wishes me to, so I wish to leave.
Oh, still wants to leave. Huh?
与えられたお役目には応えられぬ。そして日の本を出ていきたい気持ちに変わりはないと。
Ooh, talk about a slap in the face.
He asks what service you would rather be given.
If I were to remain in the Japans, I would formally ask for the return of my ship, so that I may sail against his enemies and mine. As his chief admiral, there are still ways I can disrupt his enemies. I could attack the Portuguese black ship, harming trade to the ports controlled by his Catholic rivals on the council, thus stifling the flow of Portuguese Catholic wealth and its accompanying power.
Did she just smile?
This is not in our lord's interest.
I'm sorry, were you going to translate?
Oh, dang.
何故わしが友好国を攻めねばならんのじゃ。
Believe me, the Portuguese are neither here for the good of Japan nor Toranaga-sama. They are here to gain in the name of their god.
Why do you cling to this?
何を言い争うておるのじゃ。
I am reminded an interpreter should interpret only.
Well, seeing as you are my interpreter, and nothing more, I would politely ask you to tell him Portugal is friendly only to their profits.
Damn. They're not wrong telling her to just translate.
That is all for now.
そなたは残れ。
Uh-oh.
そなたと安心の間に。
Uh-oh.
何も言葉のみにござりまする。
家臣同士の不和は許さんぞ。敗北は目の前に迫っておる。
大義より己を優先するなど断じてあってはならぬ。
安心が望む者はやらぬことにいたす。代わりにあれの頭が冷えるよう一晩茶屋で遊ばせる膳立てを頼む。そこで一番上等の遊女を買うてやれ。
私が掛け合いまする。
安心の友もいたせ。
What?
通じ役じゃ。安心が枕を交わしながら話す折に入り用じゃろう。
Oh, that's not going to be uncomfortable at all. Why would you put her?
Shit.
Oh, that sucks. It's like one of those things like, we're going to end this once and for all. You're going to see him with another woman and you're going to get away from this.
The hell?
人が大老衆を人質に取ったのでござる。大老衆は皆ご家族ともども城内に閉じ込められてござる。
This is awful.
長様が不利になるよう無理強いするつもりか。
今よりすぐに出立いたしますぞ。
Oh shit.
殿のご中心は広松殿。そなたにお任せいたします。
いやしかし。
どうか来てください。はい。
ごめん。
Oh shit.
Osaka Castle has been locked down. Ishido claims there is a plot to kill the heir, and he has ordered that no regent shall be allowed to leave until they can elect a fifth member and sentence Toranaga to death. Lady Ochiba?
This campaign to eliminate Toranaga, it has accelerated since her return.
That woman has no such power.
You don't know.
Child of a murdered Busho, the only consort to give the Taiko an heir, and she despises the church. I think the time has come for us to turn towards Toranaga as an ally.
That man is a Minowara, Martin. We never understood this hold he has on you. Let us pray that we can bring him to our side.
The story just keeps getting more intense. Oh, that was a cool shot.
It was.
Dang. They have so much history.
Puppets.
Dang, dude.
これが太閤様が苦労して築かれた太平の世の慣れの果てか。
今はどれほど用心してもしすぎることはございませぬ。
具にもつかぬこと。石堂は所詮太閤様お気に入りの小姓止まりの器。小妻は聞いても大勢はせん。そなたは手を組む相手を間違うておる。そなたのお父上のご逝去にはお悔やみ申し上げまする。哀れなものじゃ。浮くも沈むも宿命次第。我が夫が天下人であること、また私が夫の世継ぎを埋めなんだことを、これは100年以上前から我が一族に伝わる品。我らに男の子を産んでくれる側室に譲ろうと思って。
Wow.
落ち葉の型と呼ばれる。
Okay. So that's how she got her
俺
name.
は全てを失うやもしれぬ。じゃが全てを取り返すこともできよう。
Dang. This is so interesting to see how this all played out.
伊藤殿、亡き太閤様のお役、誠見事に演じておられましたぞ。
これは恐縮至極にござる石堂殿。
生まれながら運に恵まれる者もおれば、 自ら使わねばならぬものもおる。そなたは能の名人じゃ、伊藤殿。ただし伊藤殿の方が私がお仕えした太閤様より背丈が高いようじゃ。
この膝から下を切り落とすことさえできますれば。
Are they gonna actually cut him at the knees?
何しろ芝居は拙者の何よりの楽しみでござりまするゆえ。
祭りごとの方はいかがかの。お世継ぎへの企み事についてはお聞き及びか。虎長の挑発をこれ以上許してはならん。
Oh shit.
鬼も大老となり、虎長の死に一票投じてくださらぬか。
太閤様のあの豪胆さが懐かしいこと。
まこと我らは太閤様の影の中で生きているようなもの。
とはいえ太閤様にも手落ちはあった。虎長を殺さずじまいだったことじゃ。
何故かようなまでに虎長を憎むのでござる。
虎長を滅ぼすのじゃ。さすれば我らはそなたの影について語ることになろう。
Okay.
Oh shit.
I feel like she's playing really good games. Uh-oh. Oh! He made it.
今大阪は全て石堂の手中に落ちておる。
父上はお世継ぎにひたすら忠義を尽くして参ったのじゃ。
敵方への寝返りを余儀なくされている味方は日に日に増えております。今こそ好天の時にございます。
Crimson Sky, huh?
好天とは何でございまする。
遥か昔に練られた策じゃ。紅の空と書いて好天。一気風に大坂城に攻め入るこれまでの大老会議を廃し。
Holy shit.
虎長様を一人を大老とする。
Wow.
Shōgun.
将軍か。
あ、
大坂に攻め入るなど自らの首を絞めるようなもの。大坂は石堂の味方が抑えておりまするぞ。
殿の父親違いの弟君佐伯信達殿が加勢してくれよ。
5人目の大老は石堂派。虎長様には死罪が宣告されましょ
う。ではやはり好天か。
それもよかろうとは存じますが、しかし時の猶予がある今あえて危険を冒す愚がありましょうや。
先祖代々の意向を取り返し将軍におなりくだされ。父上は戦では負け知らず。
これはわしが戦を先に仕掛けたことがないからじゃ。好天はいたさん。わしは将軍の位を望んだことなどない。今後も望まぬ。死なずに済む策を進言せよ。
I feel like that's going to change by the end of the show.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why else is it called Shōgun? Crimson Sky? Is that what they called it?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds super intense.
銀お母様が申すには、虎長様のお力添えがあれば、私は関東一格の高い遊女になれるそうにございます。
なぜ虎長公が万人を重用なさるのか。合点がいかぬ。
万人なぞ私は何とも思っておりません。
She's a very good talker. So
This is a great honor you have received.
courtesan
Lady Kiko is the most coveted courtesan in Isu.
It's not the honor
has to go to
so
work
much as being unable
for
to
him.
understand why in Christ's name I'm receiving it.
Usually wives like me are not permitted to go through the gate. But in this case, a special exception has been made.
Does Toranaga-sama know about?
There is nothing to know.
Oh. Exactly. I feel the same way.
Gin's tea house is famed for its many wonders, but we must be careful. Our every gesture is being observed.
This is so interesting.
ひそやかな夜をお楽しみいただけますよ。
Private. Great. She'll be watching everything.
What do I say?
It is fitting to share your reaction. Tell her she is beautiful. そなたは美しい。
この美しきように安心様をお迎えできましたこと光栄に存じまする。マリコ様にもかような場所にお運びいただき恐れ入りまする。
Does feel like we're being watched.
Yes.
We must try our best to find this as pleasurable as possible.
No, I might have found this pleasurable.
By not making a scene. For both of our sakes.
Yeah. Especially who she's connected to.
Correct. Very interesting.
Implement the way she poured your sake. It is considered a rare art. Courtesans like Ikudono study it for years.
You pour very well.
Not in a big enough cup, though.
I come from our prostitutes, are neither this well presented nor as inquisitive.
ご自分の国の方がお気に召す。
Oh my god. That is not what he said.
Wow.
She's getting real silly with this.
ここは誰の目にも届かぬ場所にございます。明かりもお望み次第で真っ暗闇になりまする。
Oh dear.
女は女の苦しみを見過ごせぬもの。
Dang.
安神様がお嫌でなければ、歌方の世がこの世の極楽とも呼ばれるわけをお話とございまする。
She wishes to explain to you the meaning of the Willow World.
He looks so confused.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't understand what's happening.
こちらにおいでになる方は皆様、忘れたいものをお持ちでございまする。退屈、痛み、苦しみ。
This shot is so interesting.
They believe this place is about physical pleasure, which it is, but it can be more.
The way she's like blocking her, it's almost like they're just the two of them.
I offer you relief from this and safety to create one perfect moment that you wish to inhabit completely.
That's amazing. That's beautiful.
Settle your eyes on what you desire. My unclothed form, just as I am, with nothing between us. I ask you into my openness. I ask you.
今ここで私と一つになってください。
Wow.
安神様を別の部屋にお連れしとうございます。ご一緒に参りませぬか。
菊殿お一人でなくてはなりません。
This is tough.
I mean, like, but the way that they focus, like, on her breathing, her neck, her jawline, her skin.
And the way she was speaking.
Mm-hmm. You know you love him. She doesn't want him to go in there by... Yeah. She doesn't want him to go in there with her alone, but
And he doesn't
she doesn't
want to go
have...
with her.
No. He does. That's not where he wants to be.
It's always a love story.
Thank you.
Every time.
It always is. Every show, every movie, whatever, it's something about a love story.
奴に贅沢な褒美を使わしてばかりじゃ。
天が奴に味方しておるようじゃ。
Please tell Lady Kiku I don't have the words to thank her.
またのお越しをとお伝えくださいませ。指折り数えてお待ちしておりまする。
She is honored.
That's not what she said. I can't wait till he fully understands Japanese and he's like, that's not what she said. He's so jealous.
Yeah, he despises him.
Well, and he feels that Lady Kiku is his. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
子供の頃のことをよく覚えておるか。
Oh dear.
落ち葉の方と仲が良かったように思う。
その頃は瑠璃姫という名前でござりました。落ち葉の方となられてからはお目にかかっておりません。
我らに対する戦いぶり、何があの娘を今のような女子に変えたのじゃと思う。
宿命、苦難にござりましょう。
誰しも戦わねばならぬものがある。それでも大抵のものは非道な真似はせんものじゃ。
失礼ながらそれは殿方に限ったお話ではござりませぬか。殿方はさまざまな野望のために戦に出られまする。領土、名誉、権勢を増すため、されど女子は常に戦うておるのでござりまする。
Interesting.
そなたの父上がマリコが男に生まれておったならと申しておられたが、腑に落ちたわ。 父上はそなたのために見事な策を練っておられたの。
ならば私の嫁ぎ先も。
Oh, I don't. How is he taking that right now?
気づいておらなんだのか。それもすべて父上の策であったのじゃ。そなたを嫁がせることでできうる限り父の戦から。
Oh.
そなたを守ろうとしたのじゃ。
Wow.
いずれ父の戦を娘が受け継ぐ。
Okay, I
Oh
love that.
shit. So she's been
Dad loved
protected
you. He loved you so much.
and knew what she's capable of.
そなたも存じておったはずじゃ。
私は父上を裏切ってしまいました。
いや、そなたの戦はまだ終わってはおらぬ。
Is she gonna become the Shogun?
Is that allowed?
ご一度評決を。いかがかな、杉山殿。
申し訳ないが
Uh-oh.
評決はできぬ。
Uh-oh.
お世継ぎを狙う企みがあるという確かな証はござらぬ。人質が一人残らず解放されるまで。
Oh shit.
それがしは票を投じるつもりは。
Lord Ito is like, what am I getting into right now?
太閤様のお望みをないがしろにしておるのはそなたではござらぬか。
Wow.
火の元に誠の忠義を尽くす我らを愚弄するとは。
Oh, he's getting up. Uh-oh.
この場において火の元に忠義を尽くしておるのはそれがし一人よ。
Uh-oh. This feels really
こ
bad.
れが生ずることとなりましょう。拙者が杉山弾劾を申し立てまするゆえ、その後に次の手を打ちましょう。
Oh, so he's just gonna get rid of him too.
その後とはいつじゃ。
しばしお待ち願いまする。
I don't think she wants to be patient.
その方、己の敵の正体が分かっておらぬのじゃ。前に聞いたの。何故私がかような思いを虎長に抱くのかと。それは私が安土城におった幼き頃に始まったのじゃ。私はずっと見てまいったのじゃ。あの男の耳打ちを、計りごとを。確かに我が父を手にかけたのは明智人妻かもしれぬ。裏で糸を引いておったのは虎長じゃ。あの男が誰にも見せぬ胸の内も私には見える。
それは。
Yeah, that's massive.
その方らに虎長を食い止めることはできぬ。太閤様のおの子を産むため、私が何をせねばならなかったか聞いておるか。他の誰にもできなかったことじゃ。何百人といた女子たちも大勢の側室たちも大王院様ですら。大王院様は私が身ごもるよう
Drugged her?
薬草で酔わせ口にできぬような。
Oh God.
お世継ぎの母になれた私一人。何故かその方にはわかるか。
The music for this?
宿命に我が姿を見せつけたから。
She just has this intimidating aura around her. Her tone and her delivery.
Scratch out his... Oh, its eyes?
えぐり出すことができたのじゃ。
Damn, she's scary.
It's like the way she talks. Like, she's
So
scary as
calmly.
shit.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. The regent was trying to leave. Ishida was like, you're not going anywhere.
両風情に組みしたそれがしが愚かであったわ。どこまで行っても官僚よ。
He killed his entire family. Oh God, his hand. It's cut. Ah, it's like sliced.
直ちに指導は 大老会議を支配するであろう。間もなくわしは事実無根の罪で弾劾されよう。その後我が一族に対し戦線が布告されるであろう。わしは領地を欲してなどおらん。名を挙げようとも思わぬ。されど逆賊ども
That is a
太閤
shot
様の
right
お世
there.
継ぎにあだなす恐れある。必ずやお世継ぎをお守りいたす。好天じゃ。
Oh shit.
我が弟に火星を求める使いを送り、その後大坂に攻め上って敵を一掃いたす。時は来た。えいえい。
When they do that, I get the chills every time.
Holy shit. That was such an intense episode. Wow, dude. I mean, again, said it in the intro, as they continue to unravel this story and the past and the history that everyone has.
I do love the
Holy
flashbacks.
shit. It's just the way Toranaga had that conversation with Mariko, like, your father sent you away and married you to who he married you to for a reason. Get you as far away from here as possible, get away from everything because you have a bigger cause. And it was all done as a protection method to get her away.
While he did what he did.
Knowing that the whole family was going to die, except for her.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, what does this do to her mindset now?
Hopefully it empowers her to do great things.
I always found it interesting, and it took me back to like Gladiator, when people tell daughters, your father told me that he always wished that you were born a man. Like, I always wonder what kind of impact that has on the daughter. Is that like meant to be like a good thing? Is that viewed as a negative thing? Is it viewed as like something that like you are such a strong person and because of the world we live in, you can't have the power that you should have? And so it serves as like a positive thing.
I mean, you definitely should take it as a... You can take it as a positive thing. Not necessarily that you should, but I mean... Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
because in this world, because you even asked the question when I was like, does that mean that she's going to try to like be like, is she the one that's going to become Shogun? Because Toranaga, he doesn't want it. He's said that multiple times so far in the show, that that's not his goal. It's not his intent. Is there an option for Mariko to like take that spot?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's allowed.
Which in this world, I mean,
women have certain places, and it's like, as you know, messed up as that is, that's what it is.
But in my brain, from what we've seen to this point and some of the stuff that in my interpretation, I feel like anybody can take something. It's just not tradition. It's not maybe the right way. It's not their process.
Right way.
But it's like, like under these circumstances in this world that we're watching, if Mariko made the decision to just take it, kind of like the way Ochiba's doing it. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't mean to offend or upset anyone. But it's like she's forced her way into a certain spot in a role.
Well, I mean, she didn't initially.
Right, but like the last episode, she's like, I'm taking over the council. Y'all are going to listen to me because you guys are getting played.
Because she's the mother of the heir.
Right.
So she'll do whatever the hell she wants.
But even under those circumstances, the mother of the heir still doesn't have the same power, it seems like, as the council members.
No, right.
So she's inserting herself into that. I'm just wondering if there's an opportunity for like Mariko to do the same thing, considering now the new information that she has. And I
mean, I hope she does get that opportunity too.
The thought that couldn't escape me from the moment that we saw like the flashback and their hands, like they took each other's hands, my thought immediately went to the fact that they're going to fight by the end of this. It's going to come down to something's going to come down to the two of them.
Well, I mean, even Toranaga was saying Mariko was going to say, well, they were both talking about how like when men go to war, it's because they want land, they want pride, they want this or that. When women go to war, it's just war.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, getting those flashbacks and like this is episode 6, so we're almost we're past the halfway point of this season. And the idea that we're getting some of this information now tells me that they saved it for a reason. They didn't want to necessarily give it away early, and this information is being given past the halfway point because it's important, it's vital, and it might give away something towards the end of the show,
Right.
which I think is 100% going to be a case between the two of them, especially after like the idea that Mariko's father was the one responsible for killing Ochiba's father, but she was like, no, like he might have done it, but it was Toranaga who planned it.
Yeah.
So
that's what I gathered.
Feels like we just have this situation, and obviously the explanation and the decision to do the Crimson Sky. That sounds intense because it's like
And it's only a one-shot thing because you're going full force and
Right.
only one time, and you hope that it works.
And we've been told that Toranaga's army has been decimated by the earthquake and the loss.
By thousands.
And it seems like Osaka Castle seems like an impenetrable type of fortress. So I'm like, what the hell are you gonna do? Like Toranaga has his brother on the inside. So I'm wondering what that's gonna play into for them, if it's gonna help them out under the circumstance. Because it feels, I mean, you can see the looks on some of their faces. It looks like we're just going to our death.
Essentially.
And it seems like those.
Well, that's why he didn't want to do it at first.
Right.
It was like, we need a less risky plan.
But it feels like there's no option now because of what's going on with the council and the voting and just the positioning of certain people. Again, talk about it a bunch. This show has a level of intensity that is just incredible. And the stories and the character development, it's incredible to see. I mean, Mariko, like from the moment that this show started, you knew that there was something about her, but it's like the way her story is unraveled, it's like, holy shit, she is like the main player,
I was
essentially.
going to say, is she the star of the show?
It feels that way.
Is this story really about her?
It absolutely, the way the story and the character development is unfolding, it absolutely feels like she is the focus. Because again, they're holding information the way that they are for a reason. They could have just told us her story up front and revealed all of this, but that's not how they're doing it. So it's like we're getting a little bit like, oh, she's just a translator. Oh, she's building a relationship with John. Oh, wait, her family has this tragic end. Oh, wait, her dad did it for a reason to protect her. And we're getting these flashbacks, and she's actually badass, and she's actually a really good fighter. And she has a relationship with Ochiba, who her father killed. And it's like the way, like every episode, it's taking her character up a notch. And it went from her just being like, oh, you're just a translator, to like, are you like legitimate? Like, I feel like the question is legitimate. Is she going to be the one to take over? Is she going to be the Shogun?
I would love that.
I feel like that's a fair question to ask. Like, obviously, under the circumstances, the world, the way the women are treated, like, obviously that could all put a big wrench into like the question. But it feels like it's a legitimate thing to ask under the circumstances, and the way the story's being told, the way her life has played out, it feels like she is destined for something really big.
Yeah.
The fact that her dad protected her, wished that she was a son. It feels like that's what we're building to.
She wouldn't have to worry about certain things. Absolutely.
So I said it in the last episode, how amazing her performance has been and how like just tragic her story is. I feel like her story of tragedy is going to turn into triumph. That's where it feels like it's building for me.
I really hope that when Toranaga said all that and she said, oh, I failed him, I really hope that she no longer wants to die.
I mean, I'm hoping that was the way it was received. I agree with you. Because the fact that she didn't have that information before, like Toranaga revealing that to her, probably gives her life new meaning and motivation now. It's really interesting because John and Toranaga felt like the two main characters. It feels like they've kind of been pushed aside a little bit for her. I feel like her story is so big and powerful. And again, I feel like that she's gonna be one standing tall at the end of all this, is where my mind's at now.
I hope so.
And I
really enjoy her character.
It's been incredible. And again, I love the way that they're telling this. I mean, she's killing it. She is doing an amazing job. But I just love the way they're doing the story with this, to where you're not getting everything about her up front. It's like just getting sprinkled in, and you're just like, I felt like that was the big reveal in this episode, was exactly what went down, who the relationships are, and what the truth is behind why you married this guy and why you were protected and why you weren't sentenced to death like the rest of your family. It's because your father saw something in you that you have more to do and more to accomplish. And it feels like it was for this moment because it felt like it's always been building to this point. So I hope I'm interpreting all that right. I hope I'm not just so far out of in left field that it's just like, you're an idiot. But it feels like that's where it's going.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love the story. I love the way that's all folding. I love the way the intensity in the music is really good.
Oh, I love it.
And
especially when Ochiba was talking, it was like, oh my gosh.
I mean, she is...
It sounds dangerous and terrifying.
Menacing is the word.
That's what it is. Menacing.
It's like when she's talking, the music is there and her tone and her delivery because she's so calm and
I know.
quiet.
Yes,
and,
she has a completely straight face. It doesn't get like disturbed at all. Yeah.
And it's just, but the words coming out of her mouth are like, oh damn, you mean business. That's some scary shit. You're gonna, yeah. It's like if you just close your eyes and listen to the tone, you'd be like, oh, okay, it's not that big of a deal. But then you actually hear the words as she's speaking, and you're like, oh, she's a boss, and she's gonna wreck some shit. That's what she's gonna go do. Mm-hmm. So 6 episodes in, this show is so cool. Again, I love the way the story's unfolding. There's so much tenseness. There's so much intensity. It's great story. And this Crimson Sky thing sounds like it's going to be a really, really crazy situation.
I agree.
Any other thoughts?
No.
All right, y'all. You guys leave all your thoughts. Leave them comments down below. We'll see you guys later for the next one. Have a good one. Bye.